Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Agara and today I've got a full face of makeup to test because Body Collection are new and I've seen Steph Thomas do a video with all their stuff, I've seen Finn Alice do a video with all of their stuff, and I just wanted to jump on the bandwagon and test it all out because it looks really good and they had a 3 for 2 deal going on at Wilko, so I bought it. Now this brand is cheap and 3 for 2 I got it for about 30 quid and the foundation is £4. The concealer is £1.50. The powder was £2. The brow gel was £1.50. I've got the receipt up on my phone. Mascara, £2.50. £2.50. And the most expensive thing on here, the eyeshadow palette, was £2.50. So I thought I'd test this all out because it's really cheap, drugstore appropriate, and I may even do a foundation Friday with this. So yeah, I'm gonna throw this on my face and see how this goes because this could be quite fun. So, I've got a bag of stuff. This bag is not from Wilko or Body Collection. This bag is from Paper Chase that I got it in. I just grabbed the first makeup bag I could find. For primer, I have got the Illuminating Primer, lightweight, rich skin feel, suitable for all skin tones. So I haven't got into any of this stuff. This arrived at my work yesterday. I've had it sent there, and squeeze a little, the same amount as I use the Too Faced Hangover Cure. I'm gonna rub this in. It smells like sun cream. I got a little bit more just to put on my forehead. Yeah, it smells kind of like sun cream. Not in a bad way, like the smell of sun cream. It's like the Illuminating Radiance Primer, and I'd say it's definitely added a bit of more glow to my skin. Not gonna deny that. It's quite nice. Don't know what my hair's doing today because it dried well in a hat, so let's just ignore that. So for the foundation, I have got the Illuminating Liquid Foundation, light to medium buildable coverage. I have it in Porcelain, which I think is the lightest shade, and I think it's going to be an okay match. Like, I bought this online. And you know what I'm liking about this so far? It hasn't got ridiculous amounts of plastic packaging around it. So far. Like, all the stuff like this didn't have any plastic on it. This has just got a little tab thing holding the lid on, which is nice. And a little bit of this on. I'm just going to pump it onto the back of my hand. Don't tell me the pump's broken. Okay, that's not a bad shade match. This is all just one pump as well. It's definitely kind of, I'd say more medium coverage with the first pump. This is also a £2.50 foundation, no, £4 foundation. I'm going to add a little bit more coverage. Just going to put a little bit more on my cheeks, just to see how buildable this is. What I will say is the packaging is very like the XX Revolution one, the also illuminating foundation, so I don't know if they ripped off the packaging there or not. Yeah, that's definitely building up when I put a second layer on. Next is concealer. So I've got the concealer. This is in light, this is in fair, so I was hopeful about this, but I'm not holding my breath because it does look, it's dark. So I'm just gonna do a little bit there. Yeah, this is darker than my actual foundation. But I'm just going to plough through and ignore that because it's the lightest concealer I could find on their website. So, well, on the Wilko website, from this brand. So I'm just going to see how this does. Okay, that's not awful coverage. It does definitely blend out into my skin. Definitely more of, I wouldn't say it's a great coverage for concealer, but it could also be the fact I'm tired because I work, and work is stress. At least I went for a yellow undertone for it rather than a pink, because I think pink would just make my dark circles look even worse. I was going to get their brightening thing, but decided against it because I figured I'm never going to really use it. That's actually quite nice. Now that I built it up, it definitely looks glowy, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, not bad. Even get rid of my little red nose because I've been out for a walk this morning. So powder, this is the matte pressed powder. I have it in light. Again, I couldn't find any other shade that would be any lighter than this. Why did I not bring my tweezers out? Because I am stupid. I am not the smartest. Again, it was just attached by a little bit of sellotape, which is nice. I'm going to get my normal little powder brush, because I don't normally use one of these. I'm just going to get this. So on my brush around, there's a lot of fallout. That is kind of cool. So it's coming off a bit like a pressed powder. Like a lot more of a loose powder than I was expecting, but that has set my under eyes quite nicely. I mean, there's definitely pigment to it, annoyingly, because it is a little bit darker than the rest of my skin, but that has worked really nicely. There's a bit of fallout in the pan, which I don't mind the powder because it then means it's a bit nicer to put on. Great for travel. If that is going to go with me for travelling places, because I need something like that, because I normally make a mess with my loose powders. So for bronzer, I've got this little, is this a little guy? Nope, that is a blush. Bronzer. This one, this is the matte bronzer in light to medium. Again, it's just got a bit of tape attached to it. Tap my brush in there, swirl it around, and that, if I can just move my nape, it's not a bad shade. I mean, it's a bit warm. It's not too dark for me, which is a really big issue with some bronzers. It's not, it's pigmented, but it's not overly pigmented, which I like. Does anybody else now deeply in the habit of shaping their nose, so now they don't like the look of their nose if they don't do it? Because I am. Then for blush, I have this little guy, which is a matte blush in peach, and it's just called the blusher, Body Collection Blusher in peach. These looked a lot darker on the website, which is worrying, which scared me a little bit. So hopefully it's not too pigmented. So I'm gonna. That's a really nice peach. This. I have a thing about having a pink blush, and I don't like them. Not the fact that I just don't like them, it's just that they scare me because I've seen people with bright pink streaks up their cheek, and peaches generally look a bit more natural and soft on your face. So for brows, I have got £1.50 brow gel. Now if you know me, or have followed me for a bit, you'll know that I don't have any cheap brow gels, so I'm just going to run this cleared brow gel through my brows because it's the only brow gel they had. That is really gel-like. Now my brows aren't the best because I haven't had them done in quite a while, and I really know I need to have them done, but this ain't bad. Now most of this is also vegan, like this brow pencil that I've got, which is just a brow pencil in medium, I believe. Eyebrow definer pencil in, it does not have a colour name, don't think. Just says brown, because I realised I should not buy blonde products because I like my brows to actually be visible. So how do I get into you? With difficulty is the answer. So it's got a spoolie on one end and a nice small little nib on the other. It definitely works better if I press hard. Like it's quite a hard consistency. So you can definitely see it's in there. It's not my best brow. That took longer than usual, but they're not looking bad. I'm just going to run my spoolie through because that often helps. And in my defense, I haven't used a brow pencil exclusively in my brows for a very long time because I find it effort. I'm normally running late. It's not awful, just not my best. It's nothing to do with the product, honestly. The product's not bad. It'll be a test to see if it lasts all day, but it looks pretty alright. So now it's time for eyeshadow, and I have got this little beaut. This costs like £2.50. It's got 4 shades in it, 6 shades in it even. And they did have a full palette which was about £5, and I decided I don't need any more big palettes. I've got enough of them. I own enough makeup. So again, it's just sealed with a little bit of plastic, which is very nice. I'm very appreciative of this. So this is the Showstopper palette. It's got one of these little pieces of shit. Looks like this. So you've got, they're just called, yeah, it's got 3 mattes, 3 shimmers. It looks pretty cool. It's very simple. It's very like everyday glam kind of look with it, which is why I bought this one particularly, because if you can't get a simple palette right, I just wouldn't want to go for a brighter palette, which wouldn't necessarily be as good. And there weren't any rainbows in it, so you know what I mean. So I'm gonna go in first with this light brown just here. So I'm just gonna run that through my crease, just see how pigmented this thing is. Now, if you're wondering why I ordered this online, not just because of lockdown and I'm at work, so I can't really go anywhere, but also because the nearest Wilko is like a 45-minute drive away from me, and can you be fooled with that? Now bear in mind I've just used a tiny little bit of that shade, like I just tapped it in about twice, tapped off the excess and then gone in. That is a very nice shade. Like, I'm sure if I went a bit more ham I could really build it up, but right now not really what I'm going for. So I'm just gradually building it up in each eyelid from the crease, using it as a bit of a transition. Gonna go in with a bit more on this side. It's a very nice simple colour. I really do like that. I mean, if you're looking for a really pigmented palette, I wouldn't suggest this colour is showing that it's a really pigmented palette right now, but throwing this in your crease, and if you're running late and just going with it, not bad for that. So I'm going to go in with this dark brown just here. I'm going to get a clean flat brush. So I'm going to go with a flat angled brush, tapered brush, and I'm just going to tap that onto my outer corner and blend that. Run a little bit of that on my lower lash line as well. Now right now I would say these are more kind of Revolution level shades, more than like Urban Decay or Beauty Bay or something, but for £2.50 this is still a pretty good palette. I'm also applying this on a dry base, which may be part of why it's not overly pigmented, so I imagine if you had a sticky base or a tacky base it might be even better. So I'm just running that brown shade along my lower lash line, the first shade along my lower lash line. I don't know why I'm having trouble speaking today. And I'm going to get the first brush I used, I'm going to get off any excess. I'm just going to make sure everything's blended out along there. There is also this reddy shade just here that I'm not really... Oh, screw it, I'm going to give it a go. What does that do? No, it's just a kind of... It doesn't really add anything to this, it doesn't take away from it either, but with what I'm doing right now it's not really doing anything. So I'm going to add... Ooh, I'm going to go in with this golden shade first. That is so pretty. That's where the money is. That colour is just beautiful. So I'm also going to use a bit of this darker coppery colour and use that towards the outer side. Like that. Those shimmers are amazing. And why do I have a sticky finger? Did I get coffee syrup on my finger again? I think I did. I haven't got a highlighter. I forgot to buy a highlighter. How, you may ask? Because I could only see the liquid ones and they were sold out of their powder ones. Oops. So I've got 2 mascaras because they were like £2.50 each. I have the lengthening mascara and the big volume mascara. So I'm going to go with big volume first. What's the brush like? That is a weird looking brush. I don't think they're adding much volume on the first coat. but I do also have very fine hair. So fairly fine lashes. Because sometimes volumizing mascaras you just need a bit of base underneath them to really get going. I'll call that more lengthening than anything else. Let's see if the lengthening mascara does what that claims now, because apparently I missed something, because this is definitely more lengthening than volumizing, I'd say. What's this one like? It's very thin. I think they're a bit longer, definitely a bit longer. Okay, so I'm not over impressed by the mascaras, but together they have actually made my lashes look pretty good. There we go, there's the volume. I found it. Not bad. They're the kind of more lashes that I normally get, because you can actually see them. So I'm going to neaten everything up a little bit and I'll be right back with you for lips. And lastly, lips. So I have a liquid lipstick and a lip liner. I know, I actually bought a lip liner. This is the lip liner in, does it say? Well, it's a nudie pinky colour. Does it say on my receipt? In nude. So again, it's just got this little bit of plastic holding it together, which is just a barcode. Doesn't come with a sharpener, but it's got a nice little point to it. That's nice. It's very pink. It's much more pink than I was expecting. But it is the colour it is. No, it's just a little bit pinker than this. I wouldn't call it nude, I'd call it more of a pinky nude, but it could be nude for somebody. Then there's a lipstick which has actually got proper wrap on it. This is in nude again, so it should match. It feels so nice. Like, is this last? It's a colour I can imagine myself wearing a bit. Maybe my new everyday. So I'm going to stick some highlighter on quickly. So I'm just going to go with a normal Revolution highlighter. It's a Soft Palette one. So this is what I finished looking like, and I'll say I look a lot more alive than I did before. I looked a bit dead. The lipstick feels nice. It's kind of drying down a bit sticky, but it might just be in that process of tackiness when they're drying. I really like the bronzer, I like the blush, they go really well together. The brow stuff looks better now, sorted it out a bit. The brow gel really works, definitely would recommend. I would probably buy that again because it's so cheap. The base, it's not perfect, but it's not far off from what my neck is, which is nice. It's unusual for me. When I buy stuff online, I'm either really good at it or really bad at it. So yes, would I recommend Body Collection? Yes. I would also want to test a highlighter because I want one that looks like this, and I have seen that they have got highlighters. I just forgot to buy one or couldn't find one, which is a bit annoying, but oh well. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I don't tweet very much, but I'm normally on Instagram and TikTok. And I'll see you again on Tuesday for a little short. So see you then. Bye!